participate.
Content. Never forget the fact that we are all just content. That anything you put out there, you're content. We are all just potential content for someone else's needs.
I think people are happy to participate.
There's just hundreds of people rolling their dice, throwing their hat into the content providing ring. Content. Forever.
Make it mandatory.
Content.
You don't have to pay people to participate.
Your content.
You're forced to participate.
My content.
You're forced to participate.
Content is eternal.
All right, yo, what's up, Daniel? How you been? Pretty good?
Unfortunately, I'm still alive.
There you go. Dude, it looks like you're missing an arm, man. What's up? What's under?
I'm just chilling, bro.
All right. All right.
A lot of shit.
All right. Well, it's good to see you again. This is Daniel Kimura. So, for those that don't know, he had 15,000 retweets and 35,000 likes on Twitter because he kind of went viral for making some comments under a name of a Japanese temple. What kind of temple was that? It was a Shikokubo, or how do you pronounce it again?
Shukubo.
Shukobo, yeah, that's right.
It's basically a temple that accepts pilgrims on a pilgrimage. Traditionally, but now also that encompasses tourists as well.
Okay, and so how'd you end up in Japan? How long have you lived there? And you also speak the language fluently, right?
I do, yes, because I sacrificed 17 years of my young life to this country, which I don't necessarily like anymore, but I don't have any more family in the U.S., so I don't really have anything to go back to. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's like the love of your own country, where there's parts that you love, but parts that you don't like.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I tend to ramble on a little bit.
Oh no, that's fine, man. Yeah, no worries. Yeah.
No.
So you were there. You lived at the temple for actually nine years, didn't you?
Yeah, 10 years. 10 years to be exact. The 10th year, I kind of there are a lot of things that went down, and I left. And it was kind of I disrobed.
Oh yeah. So yeah, just so to make it clear, you're not affiliated with Shingon or Koyasan anymore. Yeah.
Not anymore, no.
Yeah, but you still got friends up there and stuff.
I was intentional on my part. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
So how'd you end up at the temple? I know you told me the story once. So wasn't it kind of you got in a little bit of trouble and dropped off at the temple?
Yeah, it was basically from the streets, as the Columbian University guy said that. I'm gonna go back on my words. Anyway, yeah, I was just a dude that on my birthday I used to go. My birthday is on December 31st, and I used to go to Koyasan, and I was a little kid, and I loved temples and Buddhism and Kukai and whatnot. And yeah, one day it was late at night. It was kind of too late to go back on the train, and I was young and dumb, and I didn't have a lot of money. And I went into this one temple that was nearby, and I asked, can I sleep here? Is there boarding? I don't have a lot of money and stuff. And the head priest happened to be the guy that he was basically hanging out at the entrance, which is unheard of. I mean, the head priest, the boss, is usually in the back, and the young guys are in the front. But he was right there in the entrance, and I came in. He's like, and I told him my story, and I said I did the Shikoku 88 Temple pilgrimage when I was at that time just a year ago, barefoot with a sleeping bag, and he was like, well, I mean, if you love Buddhism that much, if you love Shingon that much, then you should come and work here, and I'll give you a job. And that was basically literally what he told me. And I was at the brink of tears, and I was like, I couldn't. Yeah, so that's basically how it happened.
Nice, yeah.
Hopefully that makes sense.
No, 9 years is a long time to be in that environment. So it helps that you speak fluent Japanese. You say you speak such fluent Japanese that when you talk to people on the phone and you finally meet them, they get confused because they can't tell that you're an American.
Well, that works to my advantage, because it's kind of a disadvantage for a job interview if you say, even in 2020, that I'm an American citizen, but I've lived in Japan, so and so, blah blah blah. It's just easier to go through everything just like a normal Japanese person, and then when you meet them, you can say that as you can see.
So what was it like going viral once that whole thing hit and dropped and you were getting all that attention on you? I know The Guardian's a huge publication, so that, you went viral in how many different countries? You were all over, man. What did that feel like? Like, walk us through the process when you woke up that morning and you were like, what?
Well, I mean, you know more than me. I tend, especially after that incident, I tend to not kind of go on the internet anymore, actually. So
that's a hard thing to do, huh? For some
yeah,
of us.
it is, because it sucks you in, and at first you're entertained, but everyone knows this. Not coming from my mouth, but there's kind of something that it's better to not really have anything to do. Well, I mean, yeah.
Well, yeah, it's good to be disconnected every now and then, as I like to call it, and others have called it, kind of unplug for a bit, it's such a part of us now, so. But not many people have, went viral like that so quick, especially being associated with the Buddhist temple. So in a funny way, even though, it happened in a weird, funny way, I mean, you being a Buddhist monk and all, you actually helped spread Buddhism more than, let's say, some average monks, or at least the word of it, So there's always a positive, so.
Well, to get back to the question you were asking me, was that basically what happened was they broke me.
What, the temple or the internet?
The internet, not the as a whole, but of course the booking.com and that was never my job, to be in the office. To be in the office, part of it, but to be in the office and to be about this new edition with the computer and the booking.com reservations and all this stuff, and some of the bad attitudes of the bad monks that were in the temple, the monastery, they kind of came to me and said, well, I mean, what is this guy saying? He's got all his exclamation marks on the comment, and he's like, he's still in bad shit about it. And they come to me and you gotta tell this guy off. I mean, I'm not telling him off, but can you answer? I mean, this is your job.
Well, yeah, because you're the English speaker, you can, write it, you can speak it, so you're kind of
I was cleaning the stuff. I was cleaning the dust off of the altars. That was my job. I was doing the...
Yeah, you would chant every morning, even when no guests were there, you'd be chanting.
I want to do that, basically. And of course, the reply is usually, well, no one can force you to do this and that. But basically, that's what happened. I got a new job. I was in the office, and you're like, you reply to these people, and you correct their whatnot. So, in the end, they broke me. At first, I was polite, of course, and I know these people, their reviews are not directed towards me or the temple.
Yeah,
I know, but in the end, it just gets on your nerves every day. I mean, no one comes to a temple. I was innocent at first. Look what I became. Look at me now.
What?
I mean, I was the young, guys in young guy. I was the dude. I want to be a monk. That
Yeah.
was me. Okay. And then you get fed through the system, and you're on the fucking computer, and they're forcing you to booking.com reviews, and it gets on your nerves, and they broke me, and it was my fault. It's no one's fault. It was my fault, and that was my whole event of the day. Is like some dude from the Dominican Republic or what not, like, yeah.
Well, a lot of internationals went there. It was, dude, it's a World Heritage site that you were living in for 9 years. So, but I remember you.
Many good experiences, and I wish I cherished. And I do cherish, but I mean, I met a lot of good people.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah, but all that's gone now, which is fine. But yeah, I met so many, interesting people. If it wasn't for me being, in that position, even being the same Westerner, if I didn't have that particular job, I wouldn't have met, all these wonderful people from, all over the world. But I took that for granted, and now I'm just working, construction job down the street, and that's a wrap.
Well,
and there's no Westerners. I don't get to meet people from Europe or Switzerland or Colombia, I don't get to hear their stories, and I took all that for granted. And I had some good times. The majority of it was very positive, with actual people that came to the temple.
Yeah, well, the temple wasn't even supposed to have the internet at first. Didn't you guys go without the internet for a while? And you're actually one of the few Lajin temples with the internet?
Correct.
Yeah.
Right, and that was a additional thing that happened afterwards. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, basically, the head priest had his own plans, so we never heard about any change in the way they're going to run the temple, and it's going to be a tourist thing.
Yeah. So it seems like you kind of got bombarded with the tourism there a bit.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Which, it's not a bad thing, but I mean, we didn't get any briefing about it. It was sudden, and then all of a sudden we're just cleaning rooms every day. We're just vacuuming and cleaning, wiping the tables.
Well, it's basically a hotel, but I know some people get upset when you call it a hotel because Japanese, some traditional Japanese people don't see it as that.
Of course, yeah. I mean,
so Westerners kind of come in with like a misconception of what they're walking into. Like you said, they think it's going to be like a 5-star hotel or something like that, and it kind of loses the sense of what it's an original temple. I mean, how old is that temple? Or the grounds, at least, because I know the temples get rebuilt on it, but 1,200 years, right? Something like that?
Yeah, the origin of the temple is as old as Koyasan itself, Mount Koya itself.
Yeah.
Of course, it was rebuilt, and but the oldest portion would be from the 1800s. So, yeah, pretty old.
Yeah, so it's got history to it,
But like I was saying, along with the new addition of the computer and the booking.com and the internet reservations, also there would be additional rooms they were actually making in the process. And they would have, these, carpenters come over, and they were local guys from the area, but they would just make a room in like a week. They would make it a guest room in a week, and the temple it became like what's that movie? Sento Chihiro. It's like the Kamikakushi. It's like the people don't know. In the end, it became like this giant kind of the temple. They added rooms and rooms and rooms, and it was crazy.
Oh yeah, it was big. I remember the little time I spent there, man. It's a big place, and it's pretty cool.
There, I mean, that was all we did at the end. Vacuuming rooms upon rooms upon rooms. We'd go through the whole hall. They made an elevator. In a temple. that was the only temple that had an elevator
So
seat.
you're kind of more of a traditionalist. I think that's where you kind of where your frustration comes from. Is that you know you
And of
want.
course, I'm not going to use the stairs at the end. I'm taking the elevator too. And then I never walked the fucking staircase
Yeah.
after that. And then I just got fatter and fatter. Just going into the office.
Yeah.
Just going into the office and looking
Blaming
at
on
these
the elevator, huh?
getting grumpy. I was like from Sesame Street, like the grumpy dude. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, but it was a good time, man. It was good. I mean, you still have friends there, right? But you're pursuing mountain asceticism now, right? So tell us about that. You're still involved with the spiritual aspect of it. I mean, dude, you're a wealth of knowledge. Like anybody that talks to you, I know you'd spend hours reading books and researching, and I mean, you know your history of Japanese Buddhism and all that, all different schools. So I mean, it's good to see you delving into Japanese mountain asceticism.
I mean, I am humbly,
Yeah.
but I'm not officially affiliated with any one group. But that's for a reason, because there's a certain kind of it's not only Koya-san. This Mount Koya, it's a kind of a thing that's happening about. It's the new generation. They don't really care. They're all sons of they're born in a temple.
Yeah.
And there's good people that come from.
Yeah, of course.
But
yeah.
Unfortunately, the majority of what comes from that is not good people. And that were forced to be monks and forced to be priests.
Oh, I see. Yeah, they were born into it, is what you're saying.
Exactly. Correct me.
I mean, they're still good people. I wouldn't call them not good people. They probably, like you said,
they're
born
not
into
really
it.
doing what they're supposed to do.
Well,
they're not
yeah.
carrying on the tradition.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It's kind of depressing, and I don't want to be dark and all this, but I mean, it's a problem, because at this rate, there's not gonna be anything left. The young generation, they don't care anymore, and it's all monetized. Correct me.
Monetized, yeah.
Monetized, yeah. So, I mean, everything costs money now, and monks get wages, which is, they need that.
It's a modern world, man. They've adjusted, I mean, they're still living in the modern world, so.
Exactly. I'm kind of rambling, getting off point a little bit, but to get back to the asceticism thing, I'm just trying to get out there in nature.
Yeah, that's important. That's what Shingan's about. A big part of it is being in the element, all right?
Exactly, but I'll tell you right now that the majority of Westerners, I mean, will put any Japanese person to shame, knowledge-wise, about Buddhism or any topic spiritually, really. And there's no competition. But a lot of, I mean, it's a thing about Westerners going to, I don't know about Tibet or India. That's probably a different story. But coming to Japan, I mean, it's the majority of Westerners, they know more than the normal person over here. I mean, retreats for like 10 days, going out into the mountains, be it in America or Europe or anything. I mean, the Japanese monks here got nothing on. I mean, now, in the old days, it was different.
Yeah.
But they come over here seeking stuff, but I'm getting off track. But yeah.
No, man, it's all right. No, one can tell that you're more so towards the traditionalist aspect of it.
I'm very depressed.
What about the whole scenario? It seems like you went in there with like an idea of what it was supposed to be, but you kind of got bombarded with something else there, huh?
Yeah, but let it be known that it's not because of the current that thing. Yeah, it's not because of that. It's because of my life. Because Mount Koya is kind of done in a way.
For you, right? I mean, the way you saw it, I guess. But there's still a bunch of temples up there, and they're doing things, and they're a big part of it. I mean, yeah, tourism is huge up there. You can't deny that. But all right. So you don't like that, but how about the traditionalist training grounds where no tourists are allowed to go? That still exists.
Well, I'll break it to you. That's what's depressing. Is there's only one chunk of land that's what you're talking about.
Yeah. And outsiders aren't allowed there. And
yeah.
But you're saying the whole mountain used to be like that. I think that's where you get kind of you get kind of down and out about. You still probably you want to see how it was like in the 1950s or something.
Of course. Well, I came to Japan when I was 14 years old.
Yeah.
3 days later, it was my 15th birthday, so technically 15. I'm 32 now. I haven't left this country for 17 fucking years consecutively.
Why?
I haven't went back. I haven't went back one time.
That's a long time. So you're 30.
I'm not bragging or anything.
Have you spent more than half your life in Japan?
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, so Japan is almost like you've lived there longer than you lived in America at this point. All right, is that it?
Literally.
Or just about, give or take, like half and half?
Since last year or so. I mean, I've been here longer.
Yeah, you were saying every time I give you a call, you haven't spoken English in a long time. Every time I call you, you get kind of weirded out. You're like, I haven't spoken English in such a long time,
Well, I didn't say it like that, but I mean, yeah, it is true. I mean, I don't have Steve. You're my only fucking American friend. I'm gonna rephrase that. You're my only American friend that I talk to, other than my dad, which he is an animal, literally. So he's like a Vietnam veteran. So I can't really.
He's crazy, dude. Yeah, I haven't met him.
Like, okay, Dad.
Yeah. So it's interesting. Not many people have that perspective like you do on a country like that, being an outsider, and you're still considered an outsider just because of the culture, right? So, I mean...
Not really. I'm not considered an outsider. If you can speak the language, if you've been here for over a decade,
yeah,
and you don't hang out, if you're not trying to be about the Western community and you're doing your own thing like I do.
You've integrated pretty well. You've adapted and integrated.
It makes sense to me. You come over here, you're not trying to make Western American or whatnot friends. You come over here to Japan for a reason. Because at first, the first time you come here, you're 100% Gaijin, and they treat you like that. And what happens with me is I wanted to prove them wrong. I wanted to prove them so wrong. So I studied Japanese on my own. And I lived here, and I did those jobs. I went to construction. I did all that, and I was a homeboy, and I showed them. And I eventually I could read the newspaper because I wanted to show them that my face, I'm a Gaijin, but I can speak Japanese just like you. So it was a challenge to me, basically.
Yeah.
So, I mean. I'm not like regular people. I don't have anything back home, so this is all I got. And
Japan became your home.
Remind me of the point I was trying to make, but yeah, I mean it's hard. There's nothing easy about it. Yeah. I mean, the Koyasan that everyone wants it to be, unfortunately, doesn't exist anymore. That's the truth right there. It doesn't exist. It's not even a relic of what it used to be. The normal tourist that doesn't have any knowledge about Koyasan or what it is, just coming through with the buses, they're not going to know any difference. But the people who hike here, they come from the bottom of the mountain and they do that.
Yeah.
They'll kind of know in a way. But, I mean... it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, when was the last time you were up there, you think?
Oh, me? I've purposefully not visited there.
Oh, really? So
And
it's
I
been a
don't
bit.
I plan on visiting there for a few more years because I want to forget what I saw and one day be able to see that mountain through the eyes of someone who doesn't know what plays in the background.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I want to forget everything.
Yeah,
If
you want a new start. You want to kind of wash the board clean there and see what
Exactly.
it's all about. I see you still got your shrine going on in the background, so you still, you still carry that sense and that spirit, you know. So.
What's all I got? I mean, I'm not posing over here or
No,
anything.
you're authentic, man. Like, you're really into Buddhism. I remember when I first met you, you were just, you were just showing me all the books you had and read and, schooling me on it. So, I mean, it's an authentic, desire that you have, and passion. So.
Also, I need sake. I need. I'm gonna tell you, man. You gotta have a little alcohol in your life.
Well,
Okay, they didn't allow it back in the temple. Actually, everyone drank, and that's one of the things. But I'm not gonna get back into what I was just saying.
well, I mean,
So yeah,
I remember when I was there, you were saying, when I was there, the Dalai Lama showed up, and wasn't he upset because they eat meat?
yeah, that's a topic that.
Like, you had all the non-meat eaters here, but, I mean, and the meat eaters on the one side of the conference hall or whatever. But, I mean, with Shingon, it's kind of, and I'm no expert by any means. I'm not affiliated with them, so I'm not a representative. But yeah, I remember the Dalai Lama showed up, and you were saying, like, yeah, they don't eat any meat at all, and Shingon does, but that's just a different practice,
Well, I mean, just like you're saying, I will not dare speak on anything. I'm not in a position to speak
No,
on
we don't
any
have we don't have the right to.
But
Because there's a lot of
what I
great
can-
things about it. You can criticize anything. You know what I mean? You don't.
What I can say is that I think a lot of people have a lot of problem with eating meat and not eating meat, and what it goes down to is the basic precept is that do not harm life.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's kind of it's simple. Just don't. That means don't kill, don't punch, don't kick. If that makes sense. I mean,
Yeah, it's a little
that's
different.
the precept. It's
a little
not don't
unorthodox.
kill, don't hunt, don't kill, don't eat. It's not don't eat. It's don't harm life. So you gotta think that through a little bit. It takes a little bit of intelligence, a little bit.
Oh yeah, no, I hear you. I mean, you see things differently, and you have a different insight since you do speak the language fluently. So, but I know you were looking to buy some property up in the mountains. You just went to go look at a piece of land up there. You've been researching, so it's pretty cool to see you go in that direction, man.
Right. Yeah. So exactly. That's what I'm trying to do right at this moment.
Yeah. Well, that's good. You're still out there. No, it's going to be interesting to see what that turns into for you. But do you have any desire to join another temple in the near future, or nothing like that?
I can say that I do not.
Yeah. So you're kind of done with that. You're more of like an independent person now, separated from all the organizations and all that, doing your own thing, man.
Exactly. I'm not. Yeah. I mean, there's other personalities, other monks that will tell you the same thing. Is that, I mean, you can go to any other temple in 2020 now, and it's going to be the same old thing.
Yeah.
It's going to be the same old thing.
Yeah.
Any school, any branch of Buddhism, maybe Zen, I can't even speak on anything, but in my mind, maybe it's a shame, but Zen and Tendai and those dudes are more serious than us now.
Yeah.
Which is a shame if you know history in a way.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's all coming to an end because just break it down. I mean, the Buddha said, it's the decay of Dharma. It's the decay of society, and it's happening right now. I'm sounding like some Christian guy over here, but I mean, I think it's really happening. Everything is in a decline right now. Like human intelligence, human morals, everything. And if you know what I'm talking about, but you can't do anything about it. It's gonna go as bad as it gets. And you know, then it's gonna come up. That's gonna be a ways in the future.
I see. Interesting. Yeah, when you look at it from that perspective. Well, anyway, I got to get going here, man. Maybe we can do this again.
You got to go a little bit more, man.
All right, what else do you want to talk about?
You can edit this shit, man. Come on.
All right. Well, what is that you want to talk about more?
All right, just give me a few more questions.
A few more questions. All right. Well, you went viral. Huh. So,
give it time. You can edit.
I know, was the temple happy about you going viral? Probably not.
Actually, the head priest was.
Was he really? Oh, wow. Because did he think it probably brings more publicity, more tourists in? Is that it?
Exactly.
Oh, okay. So it's more.
And
See, that's like, you got to take a negative, turn it into a positive. I mean, you had no idea you were going to wake up that morning, but it was actually the Canadian reporter, Melissa something, that broke it. So, I know. How did the Guardian contact you though?
By phone.
Oh, by phone.
Day. Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
maybe. What made you decide to go with the Guardian first? Were they the only ones that contacted you?
Well, I mean,
you were even on Japanese media. You were on like Japanese news, apologizing. I know there's that one video of you that's in Japanese. You're like bowing down to the reporter when they come in. Was that like a form of apology to the Japanese people?
No, of course not.
No. Yeah.
No, I hated every interview with the television.
Oh, did you really? Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did because unfortunately, the way journalists can't even call those people journalists, there's news people.
Yeah.
They don't know how to produce news and information and put it in a productive way that people can. It's everything is lost in translation, and it comes out as something that is not positive for the temple or for whatever they're trying to do. It's just that they don't know what they're doing basically. So they just roll the camera and they just ask you questions. And of course you're nervous. Of course you're not ready to answer those questions. You don't know what's coming. And of course you just woke up. Of course you're just cleaning. And
you're just going about your daily life. You're working, like you said. You're like, hey, I'm over here doing my daily
I'm not trying to
routine.
be on television. I gave up all that. I had an invitation to go on Beat Takeshi and his show.
So for those that don't know, what is that? Is that a pretty big show?
Yeah, I mean, people will know Beat Takeshi is a director.
Uh-huh.
He's been in Zatoichi. He's the dude. I mean, that guy, Steve, you don't know, but he's the guy. And
yeah.
They invited me to fly me out, train me out to Tokyo, and be on the show. And I said no. I'm not going to do that. I'm not. I'm not about the fame. I'm not about that. So, because I mean, even watching myself on videotape, I'm disgusted. I don't even want to see myself. I mean, come on, man.
It's not what you expected. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, because there's nothing I can say. There was a few guys that came up in the temple and had an attitude, and I gave them some shit. And I mean, there's nothing. I can't go on national television and be like, yeah, I was the dude that did that. I mean, there's nothing to be proud of.
Yeah.
Even if there was something to be proud of, I wouldn't go on television because I'm a Gaijin, because I'm a foreigner. And
Yeah.
that's part of the reason that they want me on there, and I'm not going to go through with that.
Oh, I see
I'm
what
not
you're saying.
signing anyone up in here. I'm doing my own thing. Take advice from me. If you like Shingon, if you like Shugendo, if you like the mountains, do it for yourself. Don't go to some master that you hear on Instagram or something. Just do it. Maybe go learn something, but just do it for yourself. I'm gonna get a property like you're saying, Steve, in the mountains, but no one's gonna come. I'm not gonna put it out there. I'm gonna have my own waterfall. I'm gonna do that, but it's only gonna be me. And then I'm gonna die at fucking 70 or 80 or whatnot, and that's gonna be the end. That's gonna be it.
It sounds like you got it planned out there, huh?
Yeah,
Nice little
I'm
waterfall, little garden going, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe some
But
pets.
don't
You gonna get some
different.
pets? You gotta get some pets, man.
Yeah, maybe I'll have a dog. No, I'm gonna have some chickens.
Some chickens.
I love hens.
Hens. Yeah.
No,
Some
cock-a-doodle-doo.
eggs. Eggs are always good. Huh. Well, I'm glad you decided to speak. You know, it's a good thing. I know you're a little hesitant and you've been ducking a lot of people. I mean, it was 2 years ago, so some people might not even remember. You know, so
At first, but
it's
we'll
cool to
take
kind of
it as it is.
yeah,
You know?
kind of let it die down a little. You know. So I think I feel like you were just overwhelmed by it. You're like, whoa, waking up to that. Like, what happened? You know. So, but
Yeah, it happened, and
what do you miss the most about America? Like, what memories do you have? Like, if you were to come back, what would you do? And
black people.
what?
I miss black people.
You miss them?
I mean, and white people too, but I mean, I miss black folks.
Really?
I mean,
you
over
miss the
here-
diversity. It sounds like you miss the diversity of that American
Exactly.
cities have.
That's what I'm trying to say. Don't misunderstand
No,
me.
I'm not. No, of course
Money.
not.
With all this craziness happening, I'm
Yeah.
not a racist. Well,
It just sounds like you miss diversity, man.
of course. I mean, white people, black people, blonde haired, fucking. I mean, shit. There's no one over here. No one. I don't have any friends, Steve. You're my only dude. I mean,
That's
listen.
not true. You got Mirai.
I'm telling you, 17 years.
It's a long time. Well, 9 was spent in the temple, dude. That's crazy. I mean, I can,
17 years. I haven't had a conversation with the black dude, with the white guy, with anyone. I mean, only the tourists, and they're all European and like from, Sweden and stuff, and that's cool, but not. It's not. And then when winter comes, all that stops. I mean, and that wasn't my whole life. I mean, 17 years, man. No one.
yeah, that's a good amount of time, man.
It is.
Yeah, I never lived in a foreign country. I mean, Japan became your home, basically. That's what it is. All right, so what would you like to leave the viewers with for the people that have watched this before we cut it?
I do not know.
All right. Leave it like
That's
that.
deep.
Open-ended, man.
Hook me up with a question before you edit.
All right, for sure. I mean, I wish I kind of prepared for this more, to be honest. I know it was, the time difference was hard for us, you know? So that was, well, I'm sure I look forward to seeing your property. I hope that you manifest that, man. That's got to come out there and visit you. That'd be pretty neat, you know? So I like to see that. So, but yeah, I just want to see you in a more positive place, you know? So it sounds like you had a little rough patch there, you know? But you're trying to set it straight now. You're trying to maybe vent a little, you know? Get your side of the story out. Like, you don't got to play the character monk up there anymore. I feel like you were, you know, because it's people think of monks and they hold an image in their head. So I think you got a little overwhelmed trying to maintain that image for people, you know, because they're held to a high standard. I feel like just by society and the world when you think of monks. Like, look at the Dalai Lama; he wears a robe every day, and So, but
I can say this is that in the end, I'm the same as any other person that is depressed right now and is searching for a reason to live and all that.
Yeah.
I'm in the same position, and I don't know what kind of truth that tells right there, but I mean,
just got to take care of yourself, man. You know, I think
that
you're in a good position right now. You have a plan. You know,
exactly.
so
Yeah, you gotta have a plan. I mean, get back into nature. That's what I'm trying to do.
yeah, that's your main focus. Yeah. Well, that's where I want to see you go. You know, I want to see you in a positive position next time I talk to you. You know, so. But who knows? Yeah, if we get more views and if people want, we'll do another interview. How does that sound?
Hell yeah, I'm up for that.
All right, man. I'll talk to you soon. All right.
Okay then, I'll see you later then.
Later.